A bruised and bloody man tumbles out of his car and is dragged before a menacing mafia boss with a burning question: Where's my daughter? From the very first frame, Los Angeles demands your attention, and it's for that reason that I wanted to bring it up on my classic movie review segment, like I do on most Thursdays. I'm always about finding these hidden gems, these indie darlings. And yeah, I stumbled across this one through a recommendation, and boy, am I glad I did. And given that it's a micro budget film, I'd hazard a guess very few of you will have heard of it. The narrative hurtles between past and present. One moment, our protagonist is staring down the mafia boss, the next, we're unraveling the story of Angie, the enigmatic young woman at the heart of this mystery. Each flashback reveals another piece of the puzzle as we learn how their paths intertwined and how their relationship became something more. One of the film's greatest strengths is its tight pacing. There's no wasted motion here. Every scene propels the story forward. Which, if you watch the channel regularly, you'll know for me is a refreshing change, because one of my biggest gripes with modern cinema usually ends up being pacing. It's like, take your time in the editing suite to chop off the unnecessary fat, man. This movie does not fall into that trap. No excessive exposition, no indulgent filler, just pure lean storytelling. And that pacing is matched by a visceral sensory experience. The film bombards you with a moody, evocative soundtrack, gripping you with its clever cinematography that relies on practical effects rather than an over-reliance on post-production trickery. In an age where digital polish often overshadows genuine craftsmanship, Los Angeles reminds us that filmmaking is an art form built on camera movement, composition, and lighting. And that's just the first 15 minutes of the movie I've described to you. So the big question is, can it sustain its momentum through its runtime? At its core, this neo-noir mystery wrapped in a film within a film narrative, Jake, our protagonist, is a struggling screenwriter whose fate becomes entangled with Angie, the quintessential femme fatale. Her casting in this film, a film about an actress who was murdered, creates a haunting parallel between reality and fiction, life imitating art, and history repeating itself. And that's where Los Angeles finds its greatest strength: the journey, not just the destination. We already know from the opening sequence that tragedy awaits, but the intrigue lies in how we get there. What choices lead us to that fateful moment? And what secrets will unravel along the way? It's 101 stuff, but it's done brilliantly. Despite its modest budget, the film carries an electric energy that punches far above its weight class. It has the grit of a David Lynch film made on a shoestring, and I say that in a good way, combined with the dark humor and quick wit of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, with a touch of Mulholland Drive surrealism thrown in for good measure. From the color palette to the hypnotic, almost psychedelic transitions, the film absolutely commits to its own distinctive style, and the commitment pays off. That's not to say it's not flawless. Some of the supporting performances are noticeably weaker. And even our leading lady stumbles in quite a few key moments, which, in turn briefly breaks the illusion. Dialogue at times lingers a little too long, exposing the film's micro-budget roots. While the film's multi-perspective storytelling is meant to create mystery, there are moments, especially in Act 2, where it veers far too far into self-indulgence, almost becoming too clever for its own good. Thankfully, the final act honestly pulls everything back together, delivering a frantic yet somewhat chaotic finale. This is a neo-noir through and through. It wears its genre influences proudly. The doomed protagonist, the manipulative femme fatale, the sense of paranoia and inescapable fate. Noir has always been about morally complex characters navigating a corrupt world. And this film embraces that cynicism wholeheartedly. Much like classic noir, Los Angeles is drenched in atmosphere and fatalism. The constant interplay between past and present, between reality and illusion, feels like a direct nod to film noir's obsession with unreliable narration and fractured storytelling. Even the film's technical aspects lean into its noir DNA. Moody lighting, sharp contrasts, a haunting score that lingers in the background. It may be a micro-budget indie, but it understands its genre better than most big budgets of the same genre. I really like this movie, man. I'll always take a recommendation with a grain of salt, because obviously we all have different tastes and likes in film, right? Just because one man's cheese is another man's chalk. But I went in trepidatiously. I've walked away really liking it. I'm going to give a final score to Los Angeles a really respectable 7 out of 10. Los Angeles is a gripping, tense, taut neo-noir that delivers in style and mystery, with an engaging narrative despite its obvious limitations. It's flawed. Yes, the pacing in the second act wobbles, and the performances are uneven, but it's also bold, ambitious, and refreshingly unpolished in a way that makes it feel raw and authentic. And in a world where mainstream thrillers have become predictable and overproduced, I'll take raw and authentic any day. It's a flawed but engrossing noir experience if you love mystery, psychological thrillers, and films that aren't afraid to take risks. Los Angeles is worth your time. And it's available to stream right now on Amazon. So please go and support this really beautiful micro budget indie neo noir film. So those are my thoughts on this few years old now, this Los Angeles neo-noir film. I want to know what you guys think. Have you actually heard of this film? And if not, have I done enough now to pique your interest into going to watch it? Leave your thoughts in your comments below, and I look forward to hearing what your feedback is as and when you have watched it. But as always, keep it right here on the Silver Screen Dudes. My name's Nico Luro. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel and movies are your jam. Long love cinema of all budgets, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.